For years, I thrived in the high-pressure business world, but the workaholic life finally caught up with me. I was 35, very overweight, in chronic pain with severe mobility issues, terrible diet, no exercise. My health was a complete wreck. Then I went to a gentle yoga class and felt truly relaxed. The stress just melted away. I went from a size 18 to a size 8. I stopped getting sick. Pain disappeared. I learned to open my heart and I felt happy for the first time in years. So I said goodbye to the business world and started teaching. Yoga doesn't have to be strenuous. The easiest movements can trigger major release of chronic symptoms no matter your age.
Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems.
Hello, I'm Deborah Devine, and that was my story. My go, go, go lifestyle never gave me the opportunity to recover from any physical activity. Muscle soreness was just a part of life. But then I discovered gentle yoga. I was able to release tension from the body and move fresh blood and lymph to the affected areas. Today, I'm sharing a very simple yoga sequence designed to ease pain as a result of post-workout muscle soreness. We begin with releasing the spine and the diaphragm to expand the breath. Then we work to release tension on the back line of the body. We gently rotate the spine and release the shoulders and neck. And we work to make more room in the lower part of the body. And then we balance everything with downward dog. A gentle back bend will lead us into a cool down that supports the whole body. Do the whole series. Or if you're busy, just 1 or 2 poses and you will feel great. Let's start the healing. Joining me today, Farhan. Hi, Farhan. Farhan's been working out for over 15 years and is experiencing a lot of stiffness. And Irene. Hi, Irene. Irene has a very active lifestyle, walking and lifting weights, and she's been experiencing a lot of pain. Let's begin with constructive rest, rocking. We're on the ground, on our back. We keep the knees bent, and the feet are about hip-width apart, maybe a little bit wider. We take the shoulder blades one at a time and we roll them down the back and in behind the heart and let the hands come out a little bit further away from the side ribs. An exhalation is going to take the knees in one direction and the head in the opposite direction. Then we come back to center on the inhalation. Exhaling, knees go down and the head twists in the opposite direction. Inhaling back up. And continuing, feeling this wonderful massage on the back of the hips and the back of the head. This is a wonderful way to release the spine, release the psoas, the hip flexors, and it also helps release the diaphragm. Now we'll come back to center and we'll take the right foot up and over, resting on the left knee. And then we'll begin to rock again, knees in one direction, head and neck in the opposite. Feel that wonderful stretch on the outer hip. The piriformis is a muscle that attaches our sacred bone, the sacrum, at the bottom of the spine to the outside of the upper leg, and it can get very tight after our workouts. So just move gently, and if at any time that you're feeling pain or suffering, you just back off and do less. Use the breath. Complete the exhalation and pause for just a moment. Enjoy that wonderful in-breath that comes in after you pause at the end of the out-breath. Now we'll come back to center, unravel the legs, left foot comes up and over, resting on the right knee. Rocking, using the breath. Feel that wonderful massage on the back of the head. All kinds of muscles on the back of the skull here. They travel down the back of the neck, they cross the shoulder shelf, and they go down all the way to the bottom of the spine. We are massaging all of the muscles, the connective tissue, the blood vessels, the nerves. This is a very soothing sequence. Now, we'll come back up, we'll unravel the legs, and we're going to take the feet a little bit wider apart on the mat. Now we're going to be taking Supta Padangustasana, A, B, and C. This is the hand to big toe pose, and in our situation, we're going to be using a belt. So we just roll over to the right and come up very carefully using your upper body strength and take a belt. You can use an old bathrobe tie or your husband's tie that might be lying around. And then we use the loop of the belt around the ball of the big toe and the ball of the baby toe. You can keep the knee bent. It's important to be very gentle with the hamstring because if we tear the hamstring, it takes about 18 months to repair. So bend the knees. Over time, you'll be able to blossom open the back of the knee and things will get straighter and straighter. Left leg can be bent or it can be long. If it's long, let it be nice and strong. Long, slow, smooth in breath. Long, slow, smooth out breath, pressing the foot into the belt, resisting the belt against the foot, and drawing the sit bone down towards the grounded foot. Engage the whole left leg and ground. Then we'll turn the leg bone externally so that the foot is turning out, the toes are turning out. We'll ground on the left side and then open out to the right. Supta Padangustasana B. We're getting into all kinds of muscles on the inner legs. This should feel absolutely wonderful. You can keep the foot high to the face, but you don't have to try to get the foot all the way to the ground. It's not a race to get to the ground. We're just opening up some of the muscles and connective tissue and lymphatic tissue. Now, we'll come back to center again, and we'll let go of the belt for a moment and let the legs come long and shake things out. Then we'll grab a bolster, and you can use a pillow at home, and we'll place the bolster on the left side so we can rest our leg when we come over to Supta Padangustasana C. We take the belt again onto the ball of the big toe, the ball of the baby toe. And notice how different your hamstring feels now. Now let's switch hands. Left hand holds the belt. We're going to be rolling over onto the left hip, and then the foot comes away from the face. We give ourselves a little bit more belt, and we end up landing on the bolster or the pillow. You can rest here, or you can be really active in the pose and squeeze the legs together. Draw the hip toward the grounded foot here. Please continue to enjoy Supta Padangustasana A, B, and C on the other side. And when we come back from the break, we'll have more healing yoga for workout recovery. Now, coming back to center.
Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems. For more yoga, go to visiontv.ca/healing-yoga. Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems.
Hi, I'm Farhan. I'm 44 years old, and I live a pretty active lifestyle. So since I was 27 years old, I've been very consistent with weight training and cardio. I work out about 5 to 6 times a week. But what I'm noticing lately is that I'm a bit more stiffer and sore. It takes me a little longer to recover from my workouts, and my mobility is starting to feel a little more restricted. And I believe part of the problem is my sleep issues. Daily stresses tend to get to me, and so it's affecting my sleep, which I'm sure is impacting my recovery. So what I'm hoping to get from this restorative yoga program is improved sleep.
Welcome back. In today's episode, we're dealing with yoga for workout recovery. Farhan, how severe are your sleep issues?
I wake up at least 3 or 4 times in the middle of the night, and then have sometimes difficulty falling back asleep. And so when I wake up in the morning, I don't feel rested, and I find that's impacting my workout routines as well as my recovery.
Well, these next few poses are going to be really wonderful to help us calm our nervous system. So let's begin with cows and cats. Spinal waves. We're coming into table pose on our hands and our knees, and the hands are going to be forward of the shoulders, just a few inches. We're spreading the fingers out nice and wide. The pinky fingers are touching the edges of the mat, and then we're fanning the other fingers away. We are exhaling the tailbone and the sit bones down, arching the back like a Halloween cat. We inhale, take the sit bones high, open the chest. Exhale, Halloween cat. Inhale into the sacred cow. 2 more breath cycles here, just loosening up the spine. Feels wonderful after all of those hard workouts. Broaden through the collarbones. Fantastic. Now just take the hips back and forth a few times. Just move the hips from side to side. And this gets into the hip rotators as well. Now we're going to be coming into a yin style prayer pose with a rotation of the spine. So in our workouts, we're very young, we're very strong, and we're very aggressive. And in the yin style, we're very relaxed and we're allowing things to happen. So we take the right hand and we thread it through the window between the torso and the left arm. And then we place the temple down, we place the shoulder down, and then we can move the left arm out just a little bit more. So we're twisting the upper spine and really getting a wonderful stretch throughout the whole right side of the shoulder girdle. Let those out breaths be complete and feel the belly come to the front spine. Every breath cycle might take you deeper and deeper into this sacred spiral that we're creating here. After several breath cycles, we come back up and we'll take cows and cats, spinal waves, for a few more breath cycles. Exhaling, cat. Inhaling, cow. Now let's take the other side of this spinal twist. Right arm comes out, left hand sweeps through, and we rest the temple and rest the shoulder. It's important to give yourself several breath cycles to allow the muscles in the connective tissue to release. If you can stay in the pose for 30 seconds, you'll really make a huge difference. If you can extend that past 60 seconds or even to 120 seconds, it will have a transformative effect in how all of the upper back muscles and connective tissue are working. We don't really want to challenge ourselves on a recovery day, and we'd like to use very soft and gentle breaths when we're working with our muscles here. Now, let's come back up to center, and we're going to go for round 2 with this twist in prayer pose. Left arm comes forward, pressing into the fingers and the base of the fingers, and then the right arm and hand come through, and we rest the temple. Please continue to enjoy this twist. And when we come back in a few moments, we'll have more healing yoga for workout recovery.
Healing yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems. For more yoga, go to visiontv.ca/healing-yoga. Healing yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems.
Hi, my name is Irene. I'm 77, going on 78. I walk 5 days out of 7, 4 to 5 kilometers. And I work out with 5-pound weights. And I'm beginning to experience some pain in my hip and sometimes in my arm. And I'm hoping that yoga will help me control it or make it better.
Welcome back. In today's episode, we're using yoga to help us recover from our workouts. Irene, how bad does the pain get?
It gets pretty bad. It sometimes in my left hip and sometimes in my right shoulder. But quickly, I start to do some yoga and it goes away.
That's so wonderful. Well, these next poses are going to really help us work out some of those painful areas that you were talking about. Let's start with downward facing dog. We'll come down into table pose, and we'll begin from table pose. So the hands are a little bit forward of the shoulders, and the knees are below the hips. We turn the toes over, and then we press down into the fingers, down to the toes, down into the fingers, down into the toes, and the next thing you know, our pelvis comes up. We're taking the sit bones back and high. You can come up on your heels. You can bend your knees as well. Yes. And then pressing into the fingers and the base of the fingers and the thumbs and the meat of the thumbs. The upper legs are rotating inwardly, and we're pressing the heads of the femurs back so that the pelvis falls up and over and pours the spine out. Upper arms are rotating externally, and the base of the index finger is taking a lot of weight here. Long, slow, smooth, and complete in and out breaths. And then we come back down to table pose. Take a few breaths and let your head come down. Resting. And then we come up again for round 2. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Give yourself a firm foundation. Turn the toes under and then lift the pelvis up, bending the knees. Let's walk the legs out one at a time. We'll walk the legs out one at a time, bending each knee. And then we'll come down again, resting the forehead on the ground. Downward facing dog is a very important pose in our practice, and it really helps circulation. It really helps move a lot of blood and lymph, and it also stretches the parts of our body out that are really needing that after a workout. Now, let's come onto our bellies for Shalabhasana, the locust pose. So this is a very gentle back bend. That's wonderful for getting tension out of the spine and out of all of the back muscles. We begin with our elbows supporting us. And then we go to the left leg, we roll the left leg in so that the knee is facing inwardly. And then we go to the right leg, we roll the right leg in so that the knee is facing inwardly, and the toes are kind of pigeon-toed here. The elbows are here supporting us so we can bring the ribs away from the top of the hips. And then we rest down. The arms are by our sides and the palms are facing inward. Next in-breath that comes along, go to the pubic bone and the hip points and press down. And then exhale and rise. Lift the arms, lift the legs. If you're feeling any pain in your low back, just drop your legs and maybe do one leg at a time. If you're feeling like you'd like to go deeper into the pose, then really energize the whole back line. Energize the glutes, energize the low back, energize the middle back and the upper back, energize the arms and the fingers. Long, slow, smooth, and complete in and out breaths here. And then we let go of ourselves, the arms stack, and we rest either the forehead or the temple on our stacked arms. Please continue to enjoy another round of Shalabhasana. And when we come back, we'll have more healing yoga for workout recovery. All right, coming up for round 3 of Shalabhasana.
Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems. For more yoga, go to visiontv.ca/healing-yoga. Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems.
Take a hot Epsom salt bath to alleviate soreness as a result of a vigorous workout. Take a half a cup of Epsom salt, add your favorite essential oil to the bath, and spend at least 15 minutes enjoying the release of toxins and tension.
Welcome back. In today's episode, we've been using our yoga practice to help us with post-workout recovery. And we were releasing the back line of the body, we were releasing the spine, we were releasing and stretching out the upper part of the body with these gentle twists. And now we're going to be coming in for a soft landing, a wonderful, soothing Shavasana. We're going to be going into Supta Baddha Konasana, using some supports. We're going to use a rectangular bolster. You could use a folded blanket or a towel if you like. And it's going to come right up to the hindquarters, protecting the low back. A blanket is going to be used to support the head and the neck. And then you can bend your knees and we'll place a round bolster. Again, you could also use a towel or rolled up blanket at home. The hands come on to either side of your hips and you begin to come down behind you very slowly, lengthening your spine. If there's any pinchiness in the low back, you simply move your hips away from the bottom of the ribs. Now, you can take the soles of your feet together and let your knees splay apart. And we rest the legs. This is going to help release the psoas muscles with this beautiful resting pose here. The upper arms are rotating externally and the palms are facing up to the sky. And we take the arms away from the side ribs. We look at the head and we lengthen the back of the neck. And then we surrender. We let go of the eyes. We let go of the jaws. And we feel ourselves getting wider and flatter. We go to any areas of the body that are still feeling a little bit tender. And we take a long, slow, smooth in and out breath. Now, bring awareness down to the feet and the legs. Take a long, slow, smooth in-breath into the feet and the legs. All of the muscles, the bones, the tendons. Breathing in light and spaciousness. Exhaling tension. Exhaling holding. Long, slow, smooth in-breath into the belly, into the heart and the lungs and the arms, the hands. Breathing in light and spaciousness. Exhaling tension. Exhaling holding. Long, slow, smooth in-breath into the neck, the face, the eyes and the brain. Breathing in light and spaciousness. And exhaling tension. Exhaling holding. Then we take a long, slow, smooth in-breath into the entire body, breathing in light and spaciousness and exhaling the last remnants of tension and the last remnants of holding. Please continue to enjoy Savasana for at least another 30 minutes, and we'll see you next time on Healing Yoga. Namaste.